Hello there and welcome. Come on inside. Hello and welcome. I'm glad you're here. I thought I would pop in and do a little video to talk about why I'm here and then to talk about some things about the class that are important. First of all, I'm here because I love language. I love writing, I love reading, I love all of it. I'm obsessed with it. I just so happened to become an English professor, so yay! So I get to do that for a living. But what that means is I'm enthusiastic about it and I want to impart some of that to you because I do believe that writing is a way of liberation and freedom. And that's a complicated statement we can talk about more as the semester progresses. But what I mean is that having access to the use of written language can open doors for you and for your family and your community that otherwise would be hard to get into. So even something like formal writing can be a way of freedom and liberation and advocating for yourself and learning to be able to function to the best of your ability in our society, in the workplace, in the classroom. To be able to turn on the skill of formal writing when you need it is also a way of liberation and freedom. And that's where I'm coming from as I teach the class. So I just want to show you a few things about how the class is laid out on Blackboard and give you some tips. First of all, when you go to our page, you see you got the syllabus and the schedule. I recommend checking those out, obviously. Now, I will tell you everything that's in the syllabus is also on Blackboard, laid out about the course requirements, and everything has all the due dates are on Blackboard. But if you want it all in one place, there's the syllabus. Notice you can click a little down arrow on the right and it just shows you the syllabus without having to download it, or you can download it and print it up, whatever you want to do with it. Also, I have here a quick look at the schedule. Just hit that little right arrow, the down arrow, and get a look at the schedule for the semester, just kind of a quick view if you want that. I want to point out this free tutoring that's talked about here. There's a service called BrainFuse, but we also have an embedded tutor, which means someone whose job is to tutor for this class specifically. So there's information in there about that, and I do recommend you check that out. Here is about your professor. Go in there and you see that person, me. But also the important part here is how to contact me. There's lots of ways to get a hold of me. As I say in several places, you're not bothering me. This is why I'm here. Contact me when you need to. This is kind of a cool thing I got for you here. It's a visual look at your grade. You got this pie chart so it can show you, like for instance, the big part of your grade is the argumentative research essay, which we'll get to. But that's you can see where some things count more than others. It's kind of a visual way to see that. Here's a little bit about formatting and about how your papers should be formatted in the class. Please check that out, including that bit of advice I give you at the top there. Now here are some tips for this course, okay? Notice I gave you tips for taking online courses in general. Please check those out, even if you've taken online courses. Also, check out the one about this class in particular and notice some highlights I want to point out to you. Stay in touch with me. As I said, you're not bothering me, but that's important in this class. Do the rough drafts. This is a try before you buy kind of thing. Like, there's no grade involved, but you get my undivided attention, and that is where the most of the specific learning will come from in this class. Is those rough drafts. If you skip the rough drafts, you won't get as many comments from me on the final draft, and I'm teaching in those comments. And I give advice, I talk about choices, talk about what's right, what's wrong with the paper, and why. I give you advice on what to do next. Those rough drafts are where the real meat of the specific teaching in this class is. So please do those rough drafts. Read about the process there when you can. Now here's something I advise. Close sections while you're not looking at them, because it can be overwhelming, all this information. But notice it's in these sections called modules, and within those you have some folders. So each thing, like, click on it when you're not using it to collapse it so it's not taking up your screen. And then when you're in another section, have that open and then you can move around within that. If you've got all the sections open, it's going to be very overwhelming. So I recommend keeping those sections closed when you're not using them. Another thing that sometimes slips people's minds, so I want to point it out to you, is I designed Blackboard so go in order. You start at the top. You notice things are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Things are lettered A, B, C, D. So each section you open, each thing you click on has a numbered order or a lettered order. If you follow that, that's the best way to do the class. So it's not designed for you to just dip in randomly anywhere. It's designed for you to follow in order. There's a little tip for you. Here's something I want to point out to you that I think a lot of people don't know about. It's fairly new. Well, there's different ways to download the material that you have to read for the class. So take this home goods essay. You can read it just like it's right there. Or if you click this little A with an arrow next to it, that's going to give you all these different options for how to view this material or listen to it. Notice there's MP3 option. You can download it as an MP3 and listen to it on your headphones. You can do this thing called Immersive Reader, which is where you click on that, you download it, and it opens up this page that shows you each word as the computer reads it. So you're hearing it out loud and seeing it on the page. There's all kinds of options here. You can click HTML to make it easier for cell phones to view the material. There's just all these cool options, including, and I'm excited about this one, listening to the material. So for those of you who are like, I listen better than I read, there you go. There's an option. Or check this out. What if you're like somebody, I need both of those, so you can listen while you read. There are several options for listening while you read. So take advantage of those things that Blackboard offers you to take in the material for the class. All right, now do that first assignment, the discussion board, if you haven't done that yet, and email me with anything, text me, ask me questions, stay in touch. Thank you, and have a great day.